Hey guys, this is Aaron Farrell with Sellers Arena, and today I'm joined with a special guest, Paul from Rankster, and we're going to be having a discussion about TikTok and why you should consider it overall Amazon presence. And Paul, if you want to go ahead and kind of make a brief intro about yourself.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Mhm.
So for me, I'm a long-time Amazon seller, over 10 years now, and the past few years, I've worked in a few aggregators, ran my own software, Amazon software, so on and so forth. But it's all based around external traffic because the way I see it, I love PPC, but we all know PPC is necessary evil and today is the cheapest it will ever be going forward. That being said, I like PPC, but I always try to find alternative ways to sell using external traffic.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. That's something that we've been kind of taking a look at as well, especially from like a Google perspective, trying to drive maybe like, similar keywords that did really, really well on Amazon through the pay-per-click on the Google platform and actually using the attribution service, which luckily works great for Google Ads, but I know there's some challenges with that. You were mentioning before with TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I guess can you walk us through like during a normal process in your agency, if a customer came to you and they were saying that they really wanted to, get on to TikTok or start having a presence on TikTok, what would you basically advise them, or who exactly would you, work with
So
specifically?
So the main issue right now with TikTok is because it's still such a new platform. I don't have a face for TikTok. I really don't. But in that
Right.
sense, is that to learn how it works is really, really good because right now, and I think maybe we have another 6 month period, Amazon loves TikTok traffic. So much so is that when they see the listing receive a lot of TikTok traffic, we generally see a boost of 20 to 30% organic sales as a result. If someone wants to pursue any type of thing, TikTok traffic or any external traffic, the first thing to do is make sure your Amazon presence is done. So, like have all the R's dotted, T's crossed. So like make sure you have a well-performing listing, make sure it's converting, make sure your PPC is up to scratch. If those two things are great, then you're off to a very good start because what happens now on TikTok, we flood your traffic with TikTok traffic. For example, we ran one influencer campaign recently that cost $50. From that campaign alone, we saw I think it's over 30,000 views. And I think it was about like 2,000 engagements, whatever the metric is. But the idea is that right now, per video view, that costs less than zero point zero 0.01 cent.
Oh wow.
And I don't know how long this will last for. That's why I'm trying to push everyone to get to TikTok. That being said, only push TikTok if your Amazon business is really I would say, at full capacity, meaning that you've done all you can on Amazon. Now it's time for external traffic.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a really good suggestion. Similar in our agency, when we're talking to someone, we want to make sure that first that their product is actually proven. It's got social proof on it, good base level of reviews, listings optimized with infographics, things of that nature. Because yeah, overall, it's just like you can drive unlimited amounts of traffic to anything, right? But at the end of the day, if it's not actually converting into sales, then it really doesn't matter how cheap or how many people you're sending, directly to that listing. So I think that's definitely good insight. When you start to, or when maybe a company decides to work with you, I guess what's the process that you
So
go
pretty
through?
much with us, I'm very transparent to everyone. We don't know what works. I literally tell my team to forget everything they know going into every new campaign because
Hmm.
to even assume you know anything is wrong. Like for example, about 2 months ago, I spent about a few $1,000, I'm ashamed to admit that, to create a piece of content that was really great. It was a product, a video. It was really awesome content. I spent a lot of time on it and a lot of money. And then for that same product, that same client, mid-20s, just posts a 3-second video saying, "Ooh, this product cleared up my black spots," or something like that. It was along those lines. And all she did was like film the video and then say, "I bought it on Amazon." That was it. It goes viral, and that completely crushed my
Wow.
listing, my videos. So in that sense, we tell the team to forget everything they know. And what's important to notice is that you get D2C strategies and then you get Amazon strategies. So like a normal D2C strategy is like a product unboxing, a product review, and that works really well. And then that points to Amazon. However, we create a bunch of creatives. That's the reason behind this is we push a ton of traffic to TikTok, and we only find about like 2 or 3% of the clicks that are tracked with attribution, only they convert. So it looks like their ads are failing miserably. However, during that 10-day period, normally the brand goes through a huge sales increase as a result of the TikTok ads. But when we look at the data, there's no discernible proof. But it's the TikTok generation, the way they buy, they will find it on Amazon before even the video is finished. That's a big factor. So what we do, we create a whole bunch of content, some D2C's content, some like Amazon strategy content, and we throw it all up and we boost it with TikTok ads to see which one converts best. And then at the end of that, what creator converts best from our brand and what like the average customers are, so on and so forth. Like, for example, we had one kitchenware brand where we ran ads for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then when we delved into data, the best demographic was men in their mid-40s, which did not make any sense to me. But it's one of those things, like, had we gone in there and assumed that we know, we will miss that. So now men in their mid-40s is the lowest cost per click for that ad.
Yeah, so basically once you knew that, then you could specifically target that demographic where you're getting the best result. Essentially, you said it is cost per click or cost per view on the TikTok platform.
So that's a tough one because I like cost per click because I'm cheap, and the cheaper the clicks are, the better.
Right.
And right now with TikTok, is that Amazon sees any TikTok traffic as good TikTok traffic.
Right.
There is that if we can get as many clicks as possible from TikTok, the better it is. And then the cost per view, CPV, and that's great. But cost per views, I feel more is a way to help the brand, like brand awareness.
Right.
Where cost per click, where we do like purely just traffic ads, direct linking to the Amazon product, they are more. That's more of a signal to Amazon that viewing your product on TikTok and we're checking it out.
Cool. So yeah, so you're saying too, when you set up the ads, you're actually directing them right to the Amazon listing, so it goes directly from TikTok to the Amazon listing.
Sometimes, or most of the time, we would direct link the ads to the Amazon product. Sometimes we direct link to the Amazon homepage. Okay. And the reason we do that is we say to them, oh, guys, this product changed my life. Go find it on Amazon. It is baby blankets. Right. And we say brand name and keyword. Because then Amazon sees the brand name and the keyword. And then what's the nice in PPC traffic? You can dial in your PPC traffic to target that people that come in and type that specific keyword.
Yeah, that's a really cool strategy. I know we were talking before and you're mentioning about that, how you could essentially have them search for that particular keyword. And then in conjunction, you're saying that you could run those PPC ads because you know that they're going to be specifically looking for that keyword. So then you can really try to judge based off of, even though the attribution may not be the best tell, if you have full access into the account, you could take a look at the PPC data and see which, I know before you were saying it's like a lot of people kind of think it's like a bad thing in a way because they had to essentially spend money on the TikTok traffic and then on the PPC. But I think one of the things, I'd like your opinion on it as well, but for me, it's like, well, you're essentially getting people that are searching that direct keyword that you're trying to rank for. They're clicking through and they're making a direct purchase, which ultimately is going to help you significantly in the long term, trying to raise up, your organic ranking. But is that kind of like the explanation that you want to give them?
Amazon sales need to realize, I think everyone realizes this, is that the easier you make it for the algorithm to understand your product, everything, the easier it is to rank. So for example, is that if you tell traffic to come into Amazon, type baby group, baby blankets, and you focus your PPC on baby group, baby blankets, Amazon sees the traffic coming in, they see you bidding on the traffic. It makes their life easier to say, okay, great, the two are correlated. Henceforth, that brand is actually related to the main keyword, baby blankets. And the whole thing is that basically around there is that you want to send traffic to kind of like nurture the algorithm to hit the algorithm on the points it wants to hit.
You said hit the algorithm. What was that after that?
Yeah, so basically just hit the algorithm to make sure to give it the data that it needs instead of it needing to figure it out.
Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. I guess like for you, if a brand was coming to work with you and they're trying to determine whether or not their product
Mhm.
itself was a good fit, what exactly are kind of some key indicators for you that you've seen, at least in the past, working with other brands and other aggregators where you've seen like really good results on something in terms of like, cost per clicks or, some level of sales increase versus maybe like an opposite where you're no matter what you do to try to like push ads, it just really doesn't move the needle a lot. So is there like a kind of a set rule that you follow in terms of
So,
what type of product works well?
so ideally, what I see is that if it's exciting product, it will
Hmm.
be cheap clicks. If it's a
Okay.
boring product, there'll be more clicks. Also, if it's in a niche like supplements, it's
Right.
going to be clicks. So that's the main thing. Going on to that, but what I do see is right now with TikTok, we're in such a sweet spot because right now any product, if it gets any traffic from TikTok, will see a sales increase on Amazon.
Oh
So
wow.
right now, like, I'm seeing some boring products and with expensive cost per click. And expensive cost per click on TikTok is like maybe $1.50.
Oh
And I
wow.
don't know how long it'll be that for. I know, right?
Yeah.
I know the PPC on Amazon are like, whoa, $1.50 is expensive.
Yep.
So like, and that being said, right now it's cheap. So everyone should get in. And if Amazon sees what I notice is that Amazon normally sees traffic from TikTok, from an influencer. Normally Amazon sees a spike in traffic and then the product goes back to its normal sales volume, like everything. So like that sales spike didn't really have any good effect.
Right.
But what I've noticed is that if we push constant TikTok traffic to the Amazon listing for about like 10 days or so, then Amazon sees, wait a minute, this product is constantly giving us traffic from TikTok. It's worthwhile. So it's not like a one-hit wonder where just an influencer is sparking the traffic. So
Right.
again, is that I've seen a lot of brands that say, okay, great, we're going to try TikTok ads, and they put in $100 for like a day or two, and then it's over, and like this didn't work, and say, oh, great, it didn't work, so now I'm not going to do TikTok ads. The real issue is that it takes a while.
Okay.
And the biggest pain point is that I would say most Amazon sellers, when they create content for TikTok, it's too salesy.
Right.
TikTok doesn't like anything salesy.
Huh.
And if we can try to make it be as genuine, as authentic as possible, that's what goes viral.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So, well, I think that's where you're going before. I think you call it UGC or user generated content, right? Like that's kind of more or less like what you see working really, really well on TikTok versus like maybe let's say like a infomercial or something like that where you're
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
actually sell something directly, maybe off a little more inauthentic, especially on the platform, right? So I think
Exactly that.
that's yeah, that's an important distinction. It's like no matter what platforms you're on across different, even social media platforms, there's different ways of like formatting videos, there's different ways of like strategizing your or optimizing using hashtags, all that other stuff. So kind of more platform specific, so to speak. So I guess like you're saying you're pretty much able to get some level of result, whether or not it's like a boring product or a very interesting product. But you also did mention kind of needing to spend a little bit
Yeah,
to kind of get to that point, right? So I call that, or I've heard it called basically the marketer's mindset, right? Where you've got to put in the money up front
yeah, yeah.
to learn the data. And it's the same with, Amazon PPC as well. A lot of times people they just
Mm.
want you to flip on a switch and then next day be 100% profitable. But unfortunately, no ad platform really works that way because you've got to kind of pay for that real time data and then optimize. So I'm guessing with TikTok, not have ran them myself, but I'm guessing that's kind of a similar thing there as well.
Very similar. And the only thing that sucks about TikTok or any D2C ads that go to
Hmm.
Amazon is that I just can't optimize the pixel. So, for example, is that if you rent a normal D2C website, like
Right.
you run an ad, and every time there's an add to a cart or a page view or something, it records that. And when there's a sale, then this is a great sale. So let's find more people like that and
Hmm.
purchase the product. The ads get better, the ROI gets better, so on and so forth. And that's great. But Amazon doesn't allow that. And it's
Right.
really
Yeah, that
because
is.
TikTok ads, I want to create a new brand for myself personally, purely to use on Shopify because there's such a
Mhm.
sexy integration between Shopify and TikTok. And so much so is that if you just have a good product and just have ads on autopilot, TikTok will get it to work.
Right. Yeah, the attribution's probably way
Mm.
easier to find just because I guess more open, right, on Shopify versus on Amazon, but it seems like they're trying with the attribution program, but it's crazy to me that I guess with the attribution link won't pick up on TikTok for some reason.
No, and I think the reason for that is Amazon doesn't want to, for Amazon to allow that, they have to give out like information and they don't
Right.
want to share anything with TikTok or Facebook or Google or
Yeah,
anything.
that's true because
There was
they're
one thing which I heard a while ago is that when Amazon receives traffic from like Google, Facebook, whichever,
mhm.
when it receives traffic, it actually pays like 1% per click for
Hmm.
the traffic. And apparently, I could be wrong, but Facebook was the most expensive platform for Amazon. They pay the most.
Yeah.
And I think Pinterest was cheaper. When I ran a split test at the launch,
Mhm.
there was traffic that went straight from Facebook and traffic that went straight from Pinterest.
Yeah.
And Pinterest needed 30% less ad spend, budget,
Hmm.
everything to achieve the same result as Facebook.
Yeah.
Amazon showed that they preferred Pinterest traffic as opposed to Facebook. And right now it's the same with TikTok.
Uh-huh.
So Amazon loves TikTok traffic.
So do you think the issue though is like with more or less the fact that people maybe aren't traditionally just clicking into the ad and then going to the Amazon and then making the purchase, their actual behavior is going directly to Amazon, typing in the keyword,
Yeah.
searching it, clicking it and buying it. So that's what maybe makes the attribution a little bit harder, or what would you say would be a
Yeah,
differentiating
that's a
factor?
weird one. I noticed, for example, I had a talk today from TikTok Shop. I called them today because they want to push a lot of products to TikTok Shop. The problem is, and they showed me this great idea, is that when a video goes viral, there'll be a little like pop up in the bottom screen saying, "This is the product, go buy it now in
Right.
TikTok Shops." Great idea. It really is. And I was saying to Paul, like, if we take the clients, so we take Amazon sellers and put them on
Hmm.
TikTok Shop, they'd be keen. I'm like, no, because right now, the current user behavior is they see it on TikTok and they go find it on Amazon.
Right.
Whereas it's great if they can find it on TikTok shop, that's great. But then for the seller, they make more of a benefit selling on Amazon than they do on TikTok shop.
Right.
That being said, the fact that TikTok, when I do this, that could mean in a few months' time, I'm eating my words.
Hmm.
And then I could be a competitor stealing stuff away from Amazon, Shopify, so on and so forth. So who
Right.
knows? But let's see how they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you would think too, like with the payback, I mean, paying you up to 10% on that
Mhm.
referral bonus, that they would want to make sure that that was, somewhat developed at some point, because that's where they're,
Mhm.
trying to kind of steal the traffic, so to speak, from all these other online competitors and become the biggest marketplace. Hence why they're kind of like incentivizing all the external traffic, it seems like.
Mhm.
So, I guess like in working with all the products that you've worked with currently, at least going through like TikTok or maybe even just in any external platform altogether, like what has been the most interesting result, do you think, that you've ran into, like either through, spikes in
So the
BSR or
main
ranking?
when I ran, because I used to run a launch platform using rebates on Amazon and stuff, and it worked really, really well. And
Yeah.
we had like a 93% success rate. That 7% was because people didn't listen and
Wow.
they didn't do everything. Like that was great. But then when Amazon shut it down, we couldn't do it anymore. And I knew like eventually it was going to get shut down. And like same thing, Amazon attribution is great now, but how long till Amazon shuts it down? Because
Right.
once everyone takes advantage of it and Amazon realizes, wait a minute, we're losing money over here, they will stop it. And
Yeah.
right now, it's still a very glitchy platform. But I forgot your question. My apologies. I went off the tangent. I always do that.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, out of all the different products that you've worked
Oh,
with, the most interesting result has been either
so
ranking
basically,
or.
what I find most interesting is that it's what really comes down to is what video like is the most exciting, what
Hmm.
video is the most entertaining for the viewer. That was the main thing. Like I thought, okay, well, this product over here is absolutely amazing.
Right.
People would love it, and no, like even we include big discounts,
Hmm.
no, wouldn't like it there because the product, the video itself did not entertain them. As soon as it doesn't entertain them, then CPCs drop, views go up, and so on and so forth. So
Right.
that's the main challenging part. Running the ads itself isn't difficult, but creating the videos that
Hmm.
entice the customer, that's the tricky part.
Okay. And did you notice like rank increases, or I guess like what's the craziest result that you've got from those different campaigns
I
that
would
you
say
ran?
the creative result is the last aggregator we worked with.
Hmm.
We pushed we pursued one of their products for about 2 weeks, pushed it ads, so on and so forth. And then we stopped. And then we stopped about like 2 weeks before Prime Day. And they had their best Prime Day ever with
Huh.
no discounts.
Wow.
And during that 10-day period when we pushed the ads, we only got like 2 or 3 sales from
Hmm.
attribution, which reported. But during that period was their highest period for the past 18 months. So it
Wow.
was great. It was that highest period for 18 months, and then followed on by the best prom day with no discounts.
Yeah. So it's like you're seeing the kind of like the after effects, so to speak.
Yeah,
Even though can't always quantify it, but you're seeing
exactly.
like,
That's
yeah,
the most valuable part.
yeah, I
And
bet.
uh, Perpetua, they're
Uh-huh.
launching a product that's built with influencers, so on and so forth. And actually, they're bought into it that like the branded search, because they've also seen the same thing. The
Right.
branded search actually does come across as very strong when dealing with influencer traffic or TikTok traffic.
Okay. Yeah, I know that was it. Actually Helium 10 just released a new feature with attribution, but I haven't got to dig into it yet. So I'm curious if they've made any headway on kind of linking the different platforms, so to speak, because there's
Mhm.
some things out there with Google, but yeah, with TikTok right now, like we discussed before this call, is like there's really not anything out there. So yeah, I mean, I guess for you, you've recently kind of started a newsletter, right? And
Yeah,
you're sending out kind of this like really good information about both
appreciate
like
it.
organic and advertising, both on TikTok, right? Do you
Yeah,
want to talk
basically,
a
it's
little
just
bit about that?
platform where I can just moan all day. People like it. They don't mind me moaning. So
Yeah,
every Friday we send out like a newsletter about what we come across in TikTok ads, what we're seeing, and so on and so forth. And also because right now it's still so new for Amazon sellers to use TikTok, and also Amazon sellers have so much on their head, like so much
right.
on their plate, that the idea of the newsletter is just give them like info burst, so they get everything they need to know, and then like at the back of their minds they can walk into any Amazon conversation and know more about TikTok than anyone else. That's
Yeah,
kind of like the
yeah, for sure. So if they want to kind of go on there and subscribe to your email list,
deal.
what's the best website
So
they
go
can
to
go to?
Ranksted.co, Ransker.
KSTER. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's late
You
there
can
for
say
you, isn't it?
it on there.
Yeah.
But then go to Ranksted.co and
Okay.
just sign up with your email address, and I'll look forward to sending you all my complaints and moans on a weekly basis.
Great. Yeah, we'll put that in the, or kind of a link below the video, and probably also have my video editor add it as well on or underneath the video here. So cool. Well, not sure if you had anything last words before.
The thing I would say is that whether anybody listens to me or not, just get onto TikTok. I missed Instagram, like when Instagram was small. Like I missed that when
Yeah.
um, like Facebook was still like small. Facebook groups were still small. I missed that. So like this is the next phase for us on e-commerce. And again, is that TikTok shows that social commerce is the next biggest thing for us. And Amazon has shown that they're trying to get as much traffic as possible. Like now they're doing their followers and so on and so forth. And they have their own influencers built into the back end of Amazon. It looks good, but Amazon are failing miserably. So they need as much help as they can get, and they reward the brands that give them the best help. And those brands are the ones that are pushing traffic from TikTok.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time today and speaking to my audience, and yeah, dropping a lot of value here, and guys, definitely go ahead and sign up, for his newsletter. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I've got so much value from it so far because I'm kind of coming from a point where I didn't really know much at all about TikTok, but now I'm starting to really understand the platform much more thanks to Paul's newsletter. And yeah, appreciate it again, and we'll talk soon.
Oh, thank you, and chat soon. Love this.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.